somebody that's going to speak during public comment regarding the as from the bank.
Well, I have two questions. My first question is the dates that are not here, but I haven't been public right now. Second is the committee that's working with, I'm not aware of any committee that's working with architects. So I'm just wondering, if there is one and point it to part of it, but how it differentiates between no, the committee that's meeting, she's referring to a committee that's meeting with the architect, and I'm not aware of what committee the school will approve to meet with the architect. So that's where I'm confused.
But the recommendation be approved, letting this group.
Which group? That's what I'm asking.
Right,
Who's on the group?
So there was a meeting of a committee of citizens that formed a committee to see what could they do. They asked Chuck and Tom to come down, and Chuck and Tom explained to them the difference between being the information-only committee and really being a private path. And they chose, after understanding the differences, to not be an informational and be a private committee. So whatever they do, they are on their own. They are not associated with anything specific to us, and it's up to them whether or not they want us to make anybody here privy to any information that they need.
And that's where I'm asking the question, because according to the memo that I read, which you can make public to the teachers, correct? If I can speak to this memo.
Yep.
It said they weren't just meeting, not yet, it's supposed to be formal, that they were meeting. So that's why I'm asking, what committee has this school board said to meet with for information? They can't do a yes, meet with taxpayers' resources. That's what it says in the memo. That's what the state law says.
Are you talking about $30,000?
Yeah, I'm talking about his contract, because I wasn't, keep in mind, I was not here for that meeting, because I had said this was the one day I couldn't go, and that's when the meeting was. So I had said when I could go, it was all the other days except Wednesday. So that's what I'm asking, because according to the memo from our lawyers, okay, our lawyers said that for public funds to be used with a yes committee, that's not something that's supposed to happen. They can meet with a committee that is not a yes, but informational committee, and that's okay. And here's the thing, I don't care one way or the other. I'm trying to keep this legal, because my back and bite is in the butt. And it is because they've already met once without it being publicly known when the dates were. I didn't even know where it was. And I was asked when the meeting was in Oregon. I know the dates, but I don't know the location, and I don't know the time. And I'm on the school board. That's kind of.
They are private, actually. Yeah, they don't have to vote.
They don't have self, they can't be with
Well, so I asked them about that. I asked them about that.
Yeah.
Specifically asked them, I said it's going to be looked on whether or not, I specifically asked that question. So, this is under the contract of what the school district is paying for the architects. I said, so if you're meeting with them, that's not something that the district has approved or is. So are they paying you, or is it out of the goodness of your own heart? And you said, well, it's out of the goodness of
That's
no,
yes.
it's not.
If it's taxpayers' dollars.
It's not taxpayers' dollars.
Wait a second.
They can choose to go and work with any committee they want. The architects, if they want to go and provide information. And the one thing, let me be clear also, the other thing that Tom Cox made abundantly clear, he said he is not even going to toe the line. He's going to make sure he is on the straight and narrow with this. Is he'll provide information to them, only public information, and only information that has been approved by the school board with respect to drawings and prints and stuff like
That's
that.
what I'm meaning. What
So-
have we approved? Nothing. Other than,
Right, yeah.
no, we have no drawings, no prints, no directing, other than we approved a referendum to be put on the ballot,
Right.
which is completely fine. But what I'm telling you is, after reading Ryan Bear's memo, okay, and now what you're saying to me, we are not doing what we're supposed to be doing with this, because that means that the architect's money is being paid for with taxpayers' money. They cannot mean the special interest. They cannot, because that's exactly what it is. Once you go yes, and you're no longer informative, you're special interest. Okay, and that's that's the law. I mean, that's not something I'm saying, that's the law. So what I'm saying is, though, is that if our architect is meeting with a special interest group and not doing those meetings are not made public, okay, then we are in violation because they have to be made public, because it's open meetings act.
It's not an open meeting, and we're not paying them.
No, we're not. We're
Chuck,
paying
if
the
a citizen
architect.
wants to call somebody in this committee,
You can't.
we can't tell them.
I know, I
So
agree.
that's all that's going on. We're not paying them. It's not about.
Wait a second.
But so the dates when
They,
their meeting.
here's what happened, there was a misunderstanding, Chuck originally thought they were gonna be an informational committee, just like what happened the last time. So he gave us all these dates when they're gonna meet, and then once he spoke with them, they told me they're not gonna be an information. So those meetings are not gonna take place in a closed forum, right?
So, that's where I'm getting at, this is what I don't understand. Who is Chuck meeting and what information is being put out? Because there's
So
nothing.
he doesn't have a committee though.
He does, that's what I'm saying.
He's
He
just
doesn't
on
have
his
a
own.
committee.
And so
then
we
you
paid
can't-
$34,000 for him to form a committee,
We paid that.
but now he's not gonna do that?
So Chuck is not gonna be meeting with the special interest group unless the special interest group pays him.
He's
Is
still
that what you're
gonna-
saying?
You can provide that information.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that's not.
He's still, that money includes.
We haven't seen them. So what direction,
There is-
he's got a meeting next week.
So if in group wants to create an informational only group like was done last year, he would meet with that group and help that group.
But that has to be.
And if, no, it doesn't. No,
It's appointed by the board, that's what it says right here.
you can have an informational group.
Right, but the committee has to approve it. According to Brian Darrell, and even according to what we just approved here tonight, under school board committees,
Having information.
no, about committees, about how committees.
It's a public committee, not a school board committee.
So that's,
You can have a committee within the school board, like a technology committee or whatever. This is a public committee to do whatever you want.
I agree, and that's yes, and that's fine. That's what I'm saying though is that the information has to be.
I don't think there is an information.
But that's what I'm saying, because his meeting, $10 for meeting, yes, only group, even if it's just providing information. That meeting, okay, has to be open to the public, because you can't take taxpayers' dollars and just say, yes, you're going to meet with yes only. It has to be informational for the community.
They're not meeting, they're not using taxpayers' dollars. I specifically asked that question. They said, can you give a committee that was not in favor of the referendum wanted to meet? They said, we provide them the same information. It's all public information.
Okay, so prior to our last board meeting, you guys had your meeting at the elementary school with Chuck. We are paying him for that, correct?
I believe he was paid for that, and that's what was showed, and that's what he told. Talked the difference between an informational meeting and a private meeting, and explained that.
He came into that gearing up for an information. Once the meeting took place, we quickly found out that's not what the committee wanted.
So if it's an informational meeting, it doesn't have to be public either. So even though we're paying for it and it's informational, it's only informational to those that are invited?
It's not an open meeting.
Wait,
That's why we went to school members.
That's where I'm, because that's not what Brian Darrell did. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was wrong.
What's that?
I'm pretty sure that was the distinction between the two, okay, from Brian Darrell, their memo was, if it was a yes group, only yes group, that Chuck services, okay, were for informational group, being paid for by the taxpayer. If it's a yes only group, okay, then those meetings aren't available.
You cannot expend taxpayers' dollars to promote or discourage the passage of a
That's what I'm getting.
referendum. And anybody that is appointed,
Providing information.
anybody that is a subsidiary body of the school board, which would be appointed by the school board, is subject to the Open Meetings Act. Similarly, if you have a majority of a quorum of school board members attend the meeting, then that is also subject to the Open Meetings Act.
But that's what I guess said, okay, is that his dollars are being used, yes, only for this
Not yet, they haven't, and nor will they. We can't allow that.
That's what I'm saying.
So what
That's
were
I'm
all the
saying.
dates then that you provided?
That's what we were at before, he planned those
Yeah,
dates
so
out.
before they realized that they were gonna be a Friday.
Those dates were for pre-referendum service. My understanding, I wasn't at that meeting that everybody's referring to. My understanding is those meeting dates were going to be used to develop renditions and elevations on what a building would look like and engage the community. I don't know if he's planning to have those still or not at this point.
And that's where I'm getting.
And that is open to anybody in the public.
But it's not
Anybody.
open if it's not published, if
Right.
nobody knows that they're available, then.
And at this point, I don't know if they're having them, if he's having them.
And that's what I'm getting at, because yes or no does not matter. Wait, yes or no right now doesn't, wait, I'm not trying to, yes or no doesn't matter to the people on board, before you put on the front. So I want to make that very clear. I mean, it's already going forward right now, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. What I'm trying to make clear though is it's being done right, so that everyone in the community, whether you're yes or you're no, is there to have their input, so that it is public, so that people are aware that, hey, this is important. If I want to go there and I want to be yes, I want to be no, I want to hear what's going on from the informational part, great. But we can make sure that everyone in the community, not just if you're pro, not if you're no, but is getting this information. That's where I was going with this, because it's not right now the way it is.
Exactly, so that would be a different group that would have to do that.
That's what.
This group isn't gonna do that.
Parents, yes.
Yeah, somebody else would have to do that.
But that's what I'm saying, the next meeting is scheduled, according to Chuck's. So I don't know what's going on with Chuck, but, yeah, that's what I'm saying, we don't know what's going on with Chuck, and that's what we kind of need.
Then does he need to amend the contract? I mean, I guess I'm looking at this like, he's agreed to do meetings, hold meetings on these dates and have all of these. I mean, when we discussed it and we asked specifically what he was providing for us for that 30 grand, I was continually told that it was meetings. So is he having meetings? Is he not? And if not, what are we paying for?
It's not just meetings, it's also engineering costs, survey costs, part of it is meetings. And the drawings and renderings, and the elevation.
And I just want to throw
It
out.
should be less, because he's not meeting with, I mean,
But let me throw this out there. Two good things happened from the last referendum that happened that we did have community members there. You had them there, they saw the school board, yes, school board can't really act on anything. We were listening last time, it's listening to what was going on. This is not going to happen this way, because now it's a yes group, not an informational group. Then what is the harm of the school board not doing another open house like we did?
Absolutely, we should.
But
Somebody
that's what
else
I'm
just
saying,
has to do it.
it's now the middle, almost the end of January. We have only a limited amount of time, and if we don't have dates for this, and it's not being publicized, and we're not working towards doing it, then it's an issue. If that comes from us, that doesn't come from a yes, no, maybe, purple, blue group. I mean, that comes from us, and that we haven't discussed, and it's now the end of January. So that's where I'm going.
but the
Chuck
school
is
board
coming.
can only provide information.
I agree, and I know that, but I'm just saying though, is that right now, Chuck doesn't have any information to really give, because we haven't approved anything or asked for anything like that. And number one, number two, dates being planned, and it's the end of January, how are we supposed to invoke all the community to know what's going on, and we don't even have any dates set yet, because it's getting close to the wire for voting.
So what needs to happen with that is we need to have folks in the community that are willing to step out and schedule and help do some of that stuff. Last time there were folks that did that. So far, all of the people that I know that seen us step up to do it, decided to do it in their own private committee. So I don't know if any other members that have taken on that responsibility.
And how do we know what's the difference? There should be some people in the community that, yes, we just want the information. And, you know, we're gonna put out what we can, it's accurate, positive, what have you, and that's where I'm going with this. We don't have that, so how can we get there to schedule these things out so that all the community, everybody, we need to deal with the community, we need to bring everybody in and make it positive.
So maybe that's the direct action that we ask Chuck, when we can have this, and at the same token, who can he work with to get this done?
You know, all of us are on building and grounds. That's a committee that's been, every single one of us was placed by you on buildings and grounds. And I still feel that the school board should have part in open house sessions, not any discussion, so much as just hearing what our committee is saying to us.
I think that we should definitely be privy to the meetings with Chuck, and I mean, at the bare minimum, I think that they should be posted. He was suggesting to do a community meeting, then I don't think it's appropriate for board members, especially to not even be privy to that information.
I think you should put it up with the date that in February, it's going to have to be.
But regardless of the fact, yes or no, this has a serious impact on our community. And I truly want everyone who can be there voting to know what they're voting for with their heart. Yes or no, know what's going to happen. That's up to the voters. But I want them to be informed of everything. Not just one way, not just the other way, all of them. It's their money.
Go tomorrow. Preferably probably after our next regular meeting. Plan was we were going to lock down these other options at that time. So if we have that in place before the public informational meeting, that'd be helpful.
After the
Really lay out
28th?
all sides of the facts.
After the 28th?
Is that not February meeting?
Oh, I'm sorry, January.
So I don't remember, is it included in that contract with him for them to put together literature, informational
Yeah.
literature?
Brochure.
That's the thing, even right now, we don't have the actual, other than what it's going to cost and the amortization charge, how much it's going to cost when it's all said and done.
Sure, it's just
What, is it, how much is it, what's the final amount that is going to cost us for the elementary school, for the final loan? Is it 20-some million dollars?
So there's some information that I know is already working on, and some of the engineering work, and what would it look like? There was talk about, one of the things in the contract was having some renderings. So I know we talked about having some renderings created, some sort of vertical concepts. Cost overall, some of the things that we talked about was depending on the size of a lot, whether it was farmland or the average homeowner, what would it cost to school for $50,000 per $100,000 per school district. Looks like I think what we built last time, we talked about pretty much.
That's very important, especially not having drawn, and they need to have drawings, so we need to know. I mean, we don't go by far, not.
And one of the key things we planned on mentioning was just similar to last time was we could have some renderings available, here's some possibilities, but ultimately we'll be asked from some community members and some faculty to help put together what the final building will look like.
That you should be the first point that.
You don't go in there with a final drawings and here's what we're doing. So you're asking for a community committee and help with the other thing. So that's all good information. I think we need to get out to everybody.
Can we go over the cumulative tax rate so we understand as well as the amortization chart for the final cost of?
Is that available to other people?
Yeah.
But I agree with what you said, Frank. I think, if we would meet, if we would have a community meeting, an informational one, and present facts on the new school or what, if this would fail, this is what we're going to do. So people would really know, then they would know the cost of this opposed to the A and C. Right, I mean, I think that should be part of this.
It's more support, and we have to support, we all need to hear the same thing.
So if he's not, I mean, if he's made changes as to what he's providing to us, I think that we need to definitely get with him and figure out, show an itemized list and now of the change of plans as to where our money's going.
Sure.
And if he's having people meet with him, then I think we need all the dates and times and scheduling of that and part of his committee or whatever.